Whenever a president leaves office, we like to give them a little roast. And this is to praise him, as well as to keep him humble. He had a great year. He maintained our President's Distinguished for the 15th year, which in a way is praiseworthy enough, but really, all of us past presidents in this club know it's more of a badge of disgrace if you're not President's Distinguished. So you knew he had high expectations, and you did it. You got us there just like we've been there for the last 15 years. To start off, Doug, I'd like you to just walk from the lectern to the timer's table and come back. Just help me out here. We know Doug for that cool walk. It was mentioned before, it's a swagger. It's very much like, okay, this is really dating me, but John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever, 1977. How many of you were alive back then? Don't raise your hands because it hurts to hold up his wife, one time I was sitting next to her, and his wife was just goo goo gaga over him walking away. And I looked and I saw Doug walking away, and there was that walk. And she said, you know what that looks like? And she had this big smile on her face. She said, it's like his butt is chewing gum. Just like that, as he was. And I can't chew gum to this day after hearing that. As mentioned before, he has that game show voice, or radio voice. You definitely have a face for radio. But you also have a radio voice. Reminding me of that commercial. This is again dating me. How many remember this? Hi, this is Mr. Microphone. Remember Mr. Microphone? They had a guy in a car that was yelling out to girls on the sidewalk. Well, that was your voice. Or somebody like your voice when you're doing the Mr. Microphone commercial. So you have a future, either as a commercial, infomercial, game show host, anchorman, whatever you choose to do, your voice is made for speaking. Maybe not speeches, but speaking. It also reminded me of another thing Doug does, and I'm doing my best to imitate him with the Sideways name tag, which he doesn't even have a name tag. That's even worse than a Sideways name tag, right, Gary?
That's right. That's right.
And Jerry Garcia tie, the one and only tie that I have. This is a real one. You couldn't find these anymore, right? Jerry's not making them.
I got one.
So there was a few times that Doug, growing up, had these, I'll call them episodes, that made him into the man he is today. When he was a little kid, his family went to Space Mountain. And just like every ride at Disneyland, they have that wooden cutout that says, you must be this high, you must be this tall to ride this ride. Remember that? A lot of you don't know because you weren't challenged like I was, where every time I was there, I'm on my tiptoes trying to reach the top of that line. Well, they waited in line for hours to get on Space Mountain. They finally got to the front of the line, and Doug came to that sign, and he realized he was just a little bit short. Been there, Doug. I know the pain. Now, Doug was 18 at the time. He had this growth spurt recently, but his mom was so ingenious. She pulled out her backpack, and to save the day, and this was so ingenious that to this day it has affected Doug's life. She reached in her backpack, and she said, Doug, put these on. And you know, he wanted to go on the ride so bad. He put them on, and he made the height requirement. But now he doesn't wear his mom's shoes anymore. He wears his wife's shoes. He has changed in a lot of ways. One summer, Doug and his family went to Bodega Bay. They went to the condo that they rented, and upon entering, they realized the family that was there before it had not cleaned up. It was a mess. There was garbage all over the place. It smelled like cat urine. It was just a mess. And if you know Doug, he is a meticulous clean freak. We've heard episodes about his barbecue and all those other things that make us realize he likes things neat and tidy. So upon coming to this condo that his family was looking forward to all summer and seeing it a filthy mess, he went down to the local Ace Hardware, no Walmarts in Bodega Bay, and he bought a whole bunch of cleaning supplies, brooms, mops, fluids, you name it. He bought all this stuff back to the condo. The family spent the rest of the afternoon cleaning, scrubbing. At the end of 5 hours, they were exhausted until Doug spied the property manager. He made a beeline toward that guy, and he was ready to give him a piece of his mind. He started cussing at him, and the condo guy, the property manager, tried to stop Doug. But if you know Doug, once he gets talking, he doesn't stop. Even when he sees a red light, he doesn't stop. So the property manager doing this is not going to stop Doug. And he just started ripping into this guy, saying, "You got to clean this condo." And the guy kept trying to stop Doug, and he was like a runaway locomotive. He was like a freight train. He was like a tidal wave. He was like a tsunami. All those things that are unstoppable. But just as unstoppable is Doug when he's on a roll. Finally, the guy put his hand over Doug's mouth. That was the only way he can shut him up. And Doug stopped talking. He had to. And he said, "Sir, I'm really sorry about the mess, but your condo is the one next door." On another family vacation, they were hiking through the woods. His daughter was a little 5-year-old at the time. She saw these spiky thorns on the side of a tree. And she asked, "Dad, why are those spikes on that tree?" And Doug, you know Doug, he's a font of knowledge and he loves sharing his font. Started explaining the theory of evolution, adaptation, everything he knew about science and about maybe where these spiky things came from. Even though it wasn't the truth, he was just making it up. He was in his moment. He was basking in the glory of knowing something that his daughter didn't, and he wanted to share everything he knew. This went on for about an hour and a half. Daughter just falling asleep, rolling her eyes. Next day, the daughter was swimming with her cousin Bobby. And Bobby was just playing around with his daughter, and the daughter asked him a question. And Bobby said, that sounds like a science question. You should ask your dad." "Heck no, I'm not making that mistake again." I didn't mean to paint a picture tonight of Doug as a talkative, know-it-all, cross-dresser. But hey, I did, and I love doing it. Thank you for being our president, and in honor of you, Doug, I want to raise a toast to you and your year. Let's toast now.